you, everybody. I will be your councilman all month, not just 2 hours, first Monday of the month. I will represent the residents and all persons served by the town, whether they're residents or not. I will support new business and existing businesses. Let's move Marlington forward together. Take pride in the town, and the town will take pride in you.
Thank you. And Sam?
I will try to be that bridge builder, coordinator between the agencies and civic groups, and see that so far as I can, we're all singing on the same page with regard to, there's a lot of good ideas that came from the table this evening, I believe. If we coordinate those things and all get behind the common effort, we can make a good positive difference in our town. I am full of hope. I have core convictions that I try not to vary. I try to give 110% every day, and I do believe that some things will have to happen for us to see some good positive change. Like I said, we need to measure and manage so far as our time and our resources are concerned. Infrastructure is a problem. It's going to be for a number of years. We can't fix it overnight. But I do believe when we uncover a problem, that problem needs to be fixed then before it's covered up with the notion that we'll come back in 6 months and maybe do it right then. That's happened too many times, and that's false economy. The flood issue is with us. That is another obstacle that as we try to talk to potential businesses, that's always going to be a problem. Hopefully, FEMA rewriting some of those requirements will, that's a big hope, that they would make it any easier, but we'll see how that goes. They're supposed to rewrite the ordinance with economic development in mind. And with regard to our websites and promoting with email, I thought, what's it been, 5 or 10 years ago, that Frontier was coming through with fiber optics. It was going to take care of all the email and computer problems. I haven't seen that happen yet at my house, but maybe some of you have. But I think we can, we need to work on some of that. And with coordination between Housing Authority and the Building Commission, hopefully everyone working together, we can make a difference in some of these deserted and dilapidated properties and so forth.
Thank you. And Scott, please.
Well, as I stated, I grew up in this county. I graduated from Moss County High School. I've raised my family in this town. In 1985, I was in the flood. Even though at the time I lived at Green Lake with my parents, I was working with Mitchell's. I only lost a car at that time, but I was here all night helping them move things until the water was up to my chin. When I came in this door, spent the night right here in this room. In 1995, I bought a house in August. I made 5 payments on it, lost everything I had in January. But yet, my wife and I, even though we just rent now, we can move out of town anytime you'd like, but we both choose to stay within the town limits because we enjoy living in this town. I work for the town. I have knowledge of the maintenance department. I started out at the cemetery weed eating. I worked on maintenance. I worked in the police department. So I have knowledge of what it takes to operate these different departments. My father served on the council for years. I guess that's when I got interested in town government, attending all the council meetings when he was on the council. I've always enjoyed being a part of this town and helping them in any way that I can. Joe can tell you he can pick up the phone today and call me if he needs something, and I'll be right there to assist the town. Having raised my family here and continuing to choose to live here, I like to continue to help improve the town any way I can. Like I say, there's a lot of issues that need resolved that are not going to get resolved overnight. But I think being on the council gives me the opportunity to try to work and help the town to move forward and work through some of these problems and help the town to grow and bring more businesses in here. And so it's more enjoyable for all of us. And so that's my goal.
Thank you. BJ?
I guess I'm in the funny position up here where I have nobody running against me. However, I really would like to have your support when you come to the poll. It's nice to know that people support you whether you're opposed or not. I would like to very quickly thank the Women's Club and everybody who made this possible. I worked with Go Marlington when we did this at the Opera House the last time around, and I think it's one of the most important things that a community can do, is to engage its people in the government process. I really am looking forward to serving on this council and to serving this town. I've done everything I've done in my life with this town has been as a volunteer, and never did anything with government. And I look back over the years and those good old days and all the wonderful things that we did in improving and growing the town. I think if we look back at our history, and that's what I do every day, is history, I think we can look back at some of the successes that we had and even some of the failures that we had, and we can learn from that. And I think that history can help us to make wise decisions and to move forward, you know, in a way that everybody collectively needs to go. I'd like to see more participation in town government. I'd like to see people come into meetings, you know. I'd like to see, you know, technology be able to serve us so people are more engaged and more informed and more educated about what's going on with their town. So I'm glad that you all are here, and it's been a pleasure to sit up here with all of you good-looking gents. And I look forward to serving with whoever is at City Hall next month. Thank you.
Well, since I have 3 minutes to speak, I'll start with a little backstory. I'm born and raised in the county, graduated from Pocahontas County High School, attended WVU for 4 years, in the paramedic school now, been a member of the fire department for 10 years, employed by the fire department for 2 years. I would like to be a liaison for all the citizens of the community. If you have an issue or a problem, I will help pass it up through the chain to see if we can solve the issues that are plaguing this town. I'd like to be a part of the decision making that's going to help change everything. And I'm a resident. I bought a house 4 years ago, have a family, I'm invested in the town, and I'm not going anywhere. And I will try to help change the area here.
Thank you. Norris?
I was born in the town of Marlington in the old hospital. My father and my mother were from here. I have spent most of my adult life living in the town of Marlington after graduation from college. I retired after 30 years of service with the Natural Resources Conservation Service. And I've enjoyed this town. I've moved one time, but I made sure that I stayed in the town limits with my move because I love this town. It's got a lot going for it. It's got a lot of fight left in it. The worst case scenario that I see is what happens at Richwood happens here. And I will fight tooth and nail to prevent that from happening. I hope to work in harmony with the mayor and council people. I want to recognize and let people know that sometimes there are regulations out there that often restrict us in doing certain things to accomplish their individual complaints. And that's one of my frustrating items that I have to contend with. My primary concern the first time I ran for election, and it still is so, is making sure that private citizens' rights are protected. I will always be open to all suggestions for future economic development and supporting the businesses as we can get in or to improve what we already have.
Thank you. And Don, please.
Well, I haven't got no cheat sheets.
I can't
I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. Of course, a lot of you know, I've run an auction here in Marlington for 20 years. I've been here about that long, so I still don't belong, they say. But, I feel I belong. I made this my home. I love the town. I love, to come up here. I've been coming up here since I was probably 5 years old. We come up here every summer, vacation. And, I got the opportunity to move here about, around 20 years ago. And we moved here. And, I love the town. I will be communicating with any citizen who wants to talk to me, if I'm elected. If you've got a problem, I don't care, give me a call, stop me on the street, and we'll see if we can get it resolved. May not be able to, but I promise you I'll listen to your complaints. I'll listen to your comments. If you've got a suggestion, I'll listen to them. I don't know whether I'll get them fixed or not, but like I say, I'm one person. And, you know, so if you've got, if I get elected, you've got a problem, my phone number's in the book, call me, I don't care. You know, I'll talk to you anytime you want to talk to me. I'm good at talking, by the way. I do a lot. But, you know, I run a sign shop here in Marlington. I've had businesses in 3 or 4 different places here in Marlington. I've done well in Marlington. Well, Marlington's been good to me. I love the town. You know, I love the citizens of the town. You know, there's a lot of places you go that, you know, you can walk down the street and people will turn their head to keep them looking at you. If you walk down the street, most usually if you walk past somebody in Marlington, they're going to speak to you. I mean, that's what I found. A lot of people speak to me that I don't know. You know, they see me do auctions and they know me, but I don't know them. But I still speak to them. And, you know, I would appreciate your vote. If you feel that, that I'll serve you well, vote for me.
Thank you. And Joe?
He got cheat sheet too.
I've been involved in town government for 22 years. I've served 12 years as a council person, 6 years as a recorder, and the past 4 years as your mayor. During that time, I've seen the hard times and the good times and lived through most of them and suffered through most of them like everybody that ever lived in this town. I would like to, in closing here, just bring a couple of things to your attention. In the last 4 years, the town of Marlington has seen a small economic growth. There's been 9 businesses, small, but 9 businesses has opened up in this town in the last 4 years. I feel like I had some input into that, not 100%. We've lost 4 major businesses. We lost Hudson's Variety, we lost Fast Check, we lost a beauty shop, and we lost Main Street Music. So we've had a net gain in business in the town of Marlington. We have the hopes and the commitment for a new business to be built on the corner here behind this building where it burnt. But all the businesses that was in that building and all the residents that was in that building except one is here in the town of Marlington. They're in different locations, they're spread out, but they did not leave us. And I think that says something for the citizens or for the business people that did do that. And while I'm on the subject, I would like to, because we wasn't given the opportunity to rebut or anything. The depot, which was one of the questions, has a letter of, for lack of another word, a letter of commitment. We do have a tenant for that property that is willing to pay rent, willing to put people in there, and open it as a business, but not until it's completed. Another comment, or 2 comments that was made that I want to reiterate on is, we still have liaisons for the different departments in town. active there, they was appointed. If they're active, they are. Our town water seems to be an issue. People want to know why they can't vote and yet they have the service. Our town water area that we incorporated we incorporated a right-of-way of the roads. And at the time, the people petitioned and asked for water. And they paid a discount rate to be hooked up. Then once the water was in, they didn't hook up. The Hooray Show back 4 years ago brought a lot of people around because they didn't have electric.
Thank you.